Hi, this is going to be a tutorial video for connecting the Asteri X3 MFi and a VLoc Pro3 locator to new tri-global Orbitas software. Now this procedure is going to be very similar to the X3 Bluetooth low energy or non-MFi and the VLoc Pro 2, but there are a couple of minor differences. And the first thing I want to point out is how you're going to identify if you have an MFi or an older style Bluetooth low energy device. If the little icon on the top is gold, you have an MFi device. If it's silver, then you have the older style. With the older style, it's low energy Bluetooth, so there's going to be no reason to go through a GPS pairing process like I'm about to show you. However, if you have one of the new styles, you are going to need to do a pairing process with it. So the pairing process is actually very simple. We're going to go over to our Bluetooth settings like you would on any other device. And we would simply search for our Asteri. You can see I actually have a number of different Asteri receivers already paired. So all I'm doing is hitting connect. Once I hit connect, you'll notice over here on the Asteri device that the Bluetooth light goes solid. So that wouldn't happen until we launched Orbitas software on the old BLE style. That was one of the nice things about the BLE is the software would automatically connect to it, but it also confused people. Now, meanwhile, over here on the VLoc Pro 3, we'll get this turned on. And up on the top right, you're going to see there's a Bluetooth icon, just like there was on the Pro 2. And you can see that it's grayed out. So even though we changed the pairing process on the MFi Asteri, the VLoc Pro 3 is going to remain the same. It's just a low energy Bluetooth. Back over here on our Asteri, you can see I'm now connected to satellites as well as to Bluetooth. So I'm now ready to start collecting. Once we launch our Orbitas software, you notice that the Bluetooth LED on the VLoc Pro 3 goes solid as well. So over here, I'm now in Orbitas software. You can see I have an orange icon, which is going to be good enough for our example. So I'm going to start streaming data, same way I would on a Bluetooth Pro 2. Hit the I button, then the plus symbol, and it streams that position. You can see I just streamed location 1. It streams in less than probably about a second and a half. So if you're experiencing any delay where it's taking longer than a second and a half, then you've probably either paired the device or you're experiencing some sort of Bluetooth problem that we'll want to look at for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm putting my receiver in my backpack and I'm going to just walk down so that we can actually stream a couple more positions and show you this. And as I'm walking, I'm just hitting information on the VLoc 3 and then the plus, and it will stream that position, and you see how fast it's going to stream. It's actually so fast you almost can't notice that in the information section there is a depth being recorded. You can look at that when you see it streaming real time if you're paying attention. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take a manual position, and I'm actually going to change my location name to a marker pole. And of course, for the marker pole, we have to enter in the marker number and the other pertinent information. The important thing to realize is it did not parent back to that last location. That's because marker pole is a not online feature. Then when I come over here, I can stream another position, and it should not parent to that marker pole. If it does, your marker poles are somehow configured as an online position rather than an offline position like this is, and we need to fix your configuration. We did have a batch of configurations where the offline online features weren't configured properly, but that has been resolved. Again, I'm just streaming locations, and you see how fast this happens as we walk down the line. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simulate a problem that a lot of people have. I'm going to physically turn off the VLoc Pro. This is to simulate that Bluetooth was lost in the VLoc Pro. And you can see I physically turned it off. So what I do is I fully close Orbitas and then turn my VLoc Pro back on. It's important to fully close Orbitas, not minimize it, because it's the launching of Orbitas that's going to tell our software to connect to the VLoc Pro. However, now that I've closed it, if I was to start streaming positions, my numbering would be off, and that bothers some people, so I'm going to show you how we fix this. So what I'm going to do is I'm manually collecting a cable location before I start streaming again. And I'm going to go into the naming, and I'm going to rename this location number 9. And you see how it now, instead of putting it back at 1, calls it 9. I'm going to actually edit that location 9 too. And instead of setting it to no parent, I'm going to go and click on location number 8. And I'm going to parent it to location 8. It fixed my parenting and it fixed my numbering. Now I can walk down here, start streaming locations just like I was before, and I'm back building my line just like nothing ever happened. So as you can see, a very, very easy process. If your naming gets off, or if you have to turn off either the GPS or the device, very easy to fix.